Is that enough?
Dear Diary, you really are that bitch, so you need to start acting like it. I find myself often reminiscing on the past, mainly when I was 18. 18 is a year for me that I always have happy memories from. 18 years old is a year where I felt like I could do anything. I could be anyone. I had no limits. My dreams were never too big. I had the most confidence. I didn't care who laughed at me, who pointed, who had something negative to say. Nothing mattered but me. 18, I was my most self-centered self. Nobody could tell me my shit stank, because it didn't. At 18, I had fun. At 18, I dressed how I wanted. I spoke how I wanted. I had my own opinions. I wasn't worried about being cancelled. I wasn't worried about people laughing at me. I wasn't worried about people trying to talk down on me. My confidence was so strong that people wouldn't even bother. People wouldn't try to tear me down because they just knew that I was such a confident person that nothing they could say would actually affect me or change anything. I really did like that version of myself. I liked that version of myself because not only was I very confident in my own skin, I also was encouraging to other people. I wanted everybody to express themselves and be free exactly how I was. I would encourage people to just do what you want. Who cares what people say? Who actually cares what people say? I didn't let anything stop me from doing what I wanted to do and getting what I wanted. And that included money. I didn't come from money. I grew up pretty low income. I'm not gonna say we were super poor. We were poor. We struggled with money, but we always were fed. So it's not like we didn't have a home, we didn't have food to eat, because we always did. But we didn't have money like that. Things were tough, things were really hard. My mum, she did her best. She made sure we were always fed, we always had somewhere to live. She was raising us by herself. We didn't come from money, but I didn't let that stop me from dressing the way I wanted, getting the type of things I wanted. I would get creative. I had to be resourceful. I would customize clothes. I would DIY shoes. This is where I guess my DIY kind of skills came in from a really young age, because I would make stuff. If I couldn't get it, if I couldn't buy it, if my mom couldn't buy it for me, I would make it. And that meant anything, not even just clothing. I would make anything I could make with whatever materials I had. I would do it, and that went on for years and years and years. So I guess when I really think about it, my DIY nature came from a place of, I want something, I can't afford it, my mom can't afford it, so I'm gonna have to make it happen another way. I'm gonna have to make it work a free way or a resourceful way. And I would always teach myself. I would teach myself how to do things. I taught myself how to do nails, and that came from a place of all of the nail salons that I used to go to that I could afford, because back in those days, you can go and get a full set of acrylic for £10. I would go and get these full sets of acrylic for £10, but when it came to the designs were not really, they weren't saying much for what I wanted. So I taught myself. I first taught myself how to do nail designs, and then after that I thought, hey, I might as well learn how to do acrylic, all of that other stuff, so I don't have to go to the shop. Saving money was always the top of my list. Saving money, but looking like I had money. Just the way I was just so, no one would ever suspect I was someone who struggled with money because of the way I carried myself, the way I presented myself. I never went without, and I was kind of just always in this happy, confident, bubbly mood, I guess. Anyone who saw me knew, oh my gosh, yeah, that's Daina. She's so dope. That was kind of the energy that surrounded me. It was never my intention to learn how to do nails to then make money from it and make a business from it, but I did. I ended up becoming a self-taught nail tech, and I worked for a really popular nail bar at the time called Nails. I landed myself the cover of ID magazine. I ended up doing Krayshawn's nails, and I went and got that myself. I went and contacted Krayshawn myself, and I just said, hey, listen, I'm the best. And that's how I was moving. The way I was so confident when I was 18, I literally messaged Krayshawn and said, I'm the best nail tech in London. You need me to do your nails. That's literally what I said to her, and she said, all right, bet. And I pulled up to her hotel, did her nails, and ended up on the cover of ID magazine. Off of that, I ended up getting a spread in 17 magazine. I also had Tiana Taylor reach out to me to get her nails done, but then she ended up going to Nails, funny enough, which I no longer worked at the time. I was like, damn, darn it. There was a lot. I had a lot of success in the short time that I was doing nails, and to think that I only started doing nails for myself to save money and to get the designs I wanted, which I couldn't get in the shop. That was always kind of how I moved. I would always do things for me and end up making money out of it, because it's the same with the clothes. I used to DIY my clothes, customize my clothes, cut them up, sew them up, paint them, stud them up. I would do like whatever I felt like doing to my clothes, and people would like them so much that they started to pay me to do theirs. I would have people bring around their shoes, I would paint shoes, I was customizing Air Forces, Dunks, anything. I would customize anything. They would pay me. Same with clothes. I'd make jackets. I would do this thing where I'd like take off the sleeves off of jackets, and I would just go get random different fabrics and replace the sleeves with different arms, different fabrics. I'll be using glitters, leathers, prints, all different kind of prints, and I was just making crazy jackets. And all of this started because I wanted to have something unique for myself. I wanted to have my own style. I wanted to have my own look. And I didn't have money. I couldn't go and buy what I wanted because it cost too much and I didn't have the money. So I would make it. Same with hair. I taught myself how to braid my own hair. I would braid my own hair, and then girls at school would start to ask me to braid theirs. My mum would ask me to braid her, my aunts. So it's like a lot of things. It would always be something that I would start for myself, and then I would end up turning it into a hustle. But it was never where my passion was. I was never passionate about making money for whatever it was I was making money for. It was just kind of something I always fell into because I wanted to learn, teach myself these skills to do stuff for myself, and people ended up wanting me to, you know, offer the service so then they could pay. So when I think back to when I was 18, I was a hustler. I was a hustler. No one could tell me no. I was confident. I had dreams. I had big goals. My dreams were never too big. And I was just happy. I was comfortable in my skin. And I find myself reminiscing about who I used to be because I don't feel like I'm her anymore. I lost a lot of that confidence. I lost a lot of that drive. I lost a lot of who she really was. And I miss her. I miss her a lot, and I find myself thinking about her almost every day lately because I want to get back to being her. I am still her. She's still inside, but just over the years and growing up, I feel like when I was who I was at 18, that was the true me. I have developed a version of me I don't like that is completely opposite to who I want to portray. Someone who isn't the most confident at the moment, someone who second guesses everything that they do, someone who cares a lot about what people think, strangers even, someone who thinks twice about sharing their opinion just in case, someone might, you know, cancel me. And these are all things I never used to be. And it's crazy how you can get online, you get on a platform so full of life. When I started my YouTube channel, I was just so amped, so pumped. I was so excited. Started my YouTube channel in 2013. I was 22 years old. I mean, I'd been on YouTube before. I had my other YouTube channel, I think since 2007 or something like that. And I would used to upload dance videos, singing videos, funny videos with my friends, little skits and things like that. But I didn't properly start my YouTube channel until 2013 when I started consistently uploading content. And even then, when I came on YouTube, I started off doing nail tutorials. It was something I thought I was good at. So I did nail tutorials, I did fashion videos, and then I started to get influenced because I was looking at a lot of the different content creators on there, and I ended up speaking to one YouTuber who had quite a large following at the time compared to mine. And she said to me, "You have curly hair, use that. You don't understand like how much content you can get just off of your hair alone." And I took that and I ran with it. I started doing hair videos because the curly hair movement was really, really popping when I started my channel. But hair was never something I was passionate about. I didn't care about hair. I wasn't like a natural hair movement soldier. I didn't really care too much about my hair, but I did it. I took the advice and my channel began to grow. I was seeing so many other women doing makeup tutorials. I was never into makeup. I'm still not into makeup really like that. I mean, I do like a beat face. I've never been a makeup type of girl. Like, I started wearing makeup as an adult. I'd never been, you know, wearing makeup from young or whatever. And makeup was never really my thing, but I jumped into makeup also to try and, you know, I felt like when I got on YouTube, there was so many cool content creators doing hair content, doing makeup content, and I felt like I had to go down that route to be successful on the platform. That's what I felt. So then I just dived right in. all of that type of content, it got old quick because there was no passion there. There was no passion there. That's not something I really cared about. The things I kind of cared about, the kind of content I was really passionate about making was all the ones that I spent hours editing. So I would maybe spend hours editing like a video about sneakers. I'll do like a try on haul of all my different shoes, and that kind of stuff got me excited. I taught myself how to edit. When I got my first MacBook, I started on iMovie, and that kind of drive I had to get sick edits and just cool, visually pleasing videos, that all disappeared somewhere down the line, where I just stopped caring about my content. There would be a lot more people joining the platform, a lot of new competition, I guess you could say, a lot of haters, trolls, people that will come and put you down on a daily basis. And slowly, 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 it would chip away at me to the point where I didn't have any faith in myself anymore. I didn't have confidence in myself. I did think twice about what I posted. I did start to get really lazy in my content and feel like, well, what's the point? I'm not going to put in all this work and all this effort for someone to come and just leave a bad comment. And me, someone who didn't care what people used to think, because let's not get it twisted, back in school, I would get cussed, I would get teased for the way I dressed, for the way I looked, for the way I spoke. Like, I would get teased, but being teased at school versus being insulted on a daily basis from hundreds of people just all the time is different. It's like, for some reason in school I could brush it off and I didn't care and I still moved how I moved. But online, it was getting a bit much. And not only was it online, it was also behind closed doors in my relationship that will kind of just chip away at my confidence and really just make me second guess who I am and second guess what I like and second guess everything. Really, I was pretty much second guessing everything. I cared so much about what people thought. I would get online and I would read the comments for hours. I was reading comments on my platforms more than I was creating content. Instead of me to be creating videos how I used to, and when I used to love creating videos and doing all my cool edits, I would spend hours on edits. I'll spend days on edits. There will be times I've spent a week on one video because I want it to be perfect. To now, I was reading comments more than I was actually creating and enjoying what I was doing. It became such a negative, dark place for me that I didn't want to be a part of it. I didn't want to be a part of YouTube. I didn't want to be a part of anything to do with content creation because I just felt like it was just negative. And the person I used to be, I weren't that person anymore. I was just this on edge people pleaser almost. I wanted people to like me. I wanted people to leave good comments. I didn't want to see not one bad comment. If I saw one bad comment, it's over. It's a wrap. Whereas before, when I was 18, the way I spoke, my opinions, the way I dressed, the things I'd done, that was never for the approval of others. That was always for me. That was always to make myself happy. That was to make me feel good. That was to boost my confidence even more. Yet now, fast forward to me being online for a few years, everything I did kind of felt like it was for the approval of others. I wanted the approval. I wanted people to like me. I wanted people to subscribe. I wanted people to, you know, to big me up, because I felt like I weren't being bigged up in my real life by, you know, who I wanted to be bigged up by. I wasn't being, you know, encouraged behind closed doors. I wasn't being gassed up. You're great. You're good. You can do anything. I weren't being told that. I weren't being told that in my real life. I became this person who just weren't confident anymore in herself. I weren't comfortable in my skin like I used to be comfortable in my skin. It could be the smallest thing. Oh, if I wear this outfit, what are people gonna say? Are people gonna call me weird? Are they gonna cuss me out and say my outfit looks stupid? I remember one time actually, I wanted to do like a different type of video, and I did there was like this trend called, I think it's called Ulzang or Yuzang makeup, Korean makeup trend, where they would do like the white eyeliner, they would do the ombre stained lips, kind of like real doll-like type makeup. And this wasn't a makeup style that I was known for doing, but I wanted to try something different that I'd never done before. I remember I put on like a lilac wig, I did the Korean Ulzang type makeup, and I filmed a video, but before I uploaded the video, before I edited it and uploaded it, obviously I had a picture, so I took a picture and I put it on my Instagram. And I just remember every single comment was like, oh no girl, take this down. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, what is going on here? And I remember I took it down and I almost didn't release the video. I think I put the video out, but then I ended up taking the video down. But I just felt so embarrassed that I had tried to do something different from what I usually did. I tried to be a bit creative, tried to step out my comfort zone, step out my box a little bit, and I was just put right back in. And I allowed people, strangers that I didn't even know, to put me right back in, because literally I don't think there was any positive comments. It was just all so negative. It was just like, what are you doing? No, this makeup is not the one. It was just a lot of like, no, this is not the makeup you should wear kind of thing. Take this down. Like, people were saying it in a way of, I'm telling you for your own good, take this down. And when people are saying things like that, you believe it. You believe them and think, actually, do I look like a flipping clown right now? And should I take this down? And I just took it down. Whereas 18-year-old Daina would have said, I don't give a fuck what you think I look like. Let me look a clown. 18-year-old Daina once painted her face as a clown, by the way, and live streamed and jumped onto live streams of loads of different people, loads of different strangers with clown makeup on. I'm talking white face, red nose. Yeah. So becoming this person that kind of just has gone into a shell and doesn't want anyone to say anything negative or doesn't want anyone to dislike something I'm doing, I hate that. It's not a good feeling. It's exhausting. It's exhausting trying to live your life hoping to please strangers and even people in your real life, because it weren't just strangers. I wanted that in my household. I wanted that at home. I wanted that from my partner. I wanted just someone there to just root for me. Even if it's just one person. If I had one person just rooting for me, someone whose opinion I valued. But because I didn't have that, and then I was getting the negativity online, it just kind of changed the way I viewed myself. And it got to a point where I was doing things for money. I weren't even doing things because I loved it anymore. I weren't doing things because I was being creative and I wanted to express myself, which is how it started. It started off with me being so full of energy, full of ideas, full of all these things I want to do, spending weeks on edits, to me now editing a video within what, 1-2 hours, slapping it out for money. If it weren't making money, it weren't making sense for me, when that never used to be the case. Because like I said, all the other business ventures and all the little hustles I used to do were always born from me trying to just do something creatively for myself, to save money for myself, not to make money. I didn't start doing nails to make money. I didn't start customizing clothes to make money. A lot of things I didn't start to make money, but it ended up making me money. Whereas now I was making content and putting it out on a platform to make money. That was the only reason I was doing it, because if the money weren't there, I would have left a long time ago, because it was affecting who I was as a person. It affected my mental health. It affected my confidence, my self-esteem. So why would I stay on this platform where this is doing all this negative to me internally for free? And then it becomes a point where all I think about is money. All I think about is money. I was very money motivated. That was it. Money, money, money. All I wanted money. And I realize now that the reason why money is so important to me, and money was so important to me, is because obviously for one, I didn't come from money. That's something that I want for myself. That's something I want to create for myself, to be able to be comfortable and not need for nothing. I remember one thing that always stuck out, and I don't know why this stuck with me as long as it did, but toilet roll, tissue. You go to the toilet, you use toilet roll, you use tissue. And my mum would get really angry if me or my brother would finish the toilet roll. Like, she would shout, she would be like, who finished the toilet roll? Just bought toilet roll. And I remember she didn't used to buy much at a time. She would buy like 4 rolls. She would buy a pack of 4. And this was supposed to last us until she next goes grocery shopping. And if it didn't last us, she would get really upset. And at the time, I'm thinking, if I go to the toilet and I'm pissing and I'm shitting, I have to wipe. I don't understand, like, what do you want me to do? I remember there'll be times there'll be no toilet roll in the house, and you know, like the brown roll that the tissue's actually on, I would use that. This is the type of struggle we're talking. I would use the brown roll that's at the end, and I would use that rough thing to wipe, and then I would put it in the bin. So that was kind of something that always stuck with me. And when I started making my own money, and when I started living on my own and not living at my mum's house anymore, it was always a big deal for me to always have toilet roll in the house. If I show you guys right now, if I show you guys how many rolls of toilet roll I have in my ensuite bathroom alone, let alone the ones I have in the family bathroom downstairs. Actually, I'm going to show you. So I don't actually have as much as I normally have, but I have a 9-roll pack, and then this other 9-roll pack which has 2 left in it. Pack which was a 9 obviously as well, but I've been using it. And then in the main bathroom in my house, I think I've got 2 9-packs still in there, but I actually usually get 3 packs for each bathroom, and it's only me. It's only me with all this toilet roll, and it's been like this. This isn't something I've just started. Ever since I moved out, and ever since I started living by myself, making my own money, paying my own bills, I've always bought loads of toilet roll in bulk because I never want to run out. I never want to run out of toilet roll, and I feel like I've taken that from living with my mum, and when the toilet roll would run out and I would have to use the brown end that was holding the toilet roll together to wipe myself, and I just never wanted to live that life again. I never wanted to live that life again. I never wanted there to be no toilet roll to the point where, you know, my mum's angry, and I get it now. Now that I'm you know, an adult living by myself, I get why she was angry, because she didn't have a lot of money, so it had to last. If it didn't last, then we couldn't wipe ourselves. Do you know what I mean? So it's not that she didn't want us to use it to wipe ourselves, but we probably used too much. We were probably pulling out the roll so much, wrapping it all around our hand, just excessively using toilet roll when she only has 4 rolls, and that has to last her until she can next go grocery shopping. So I get it now. I get now why she was angry, but I used to just think, like, am I not supposed to wipe? If I do a shit, what do you want me to do? Like, you shouting at me because the thing is done. Use it sparingly, because we don't have money like that to buy more. And that's one thing my house will never not have: toilet roll. I like nice things. I guess some people would call me materialistic. I like nice clothes. I like nice shoes. I like my house to look nice. I like nice home decor and things like that. And this, I feel like, all came from me not having that. Not having that, not being used to that, and wanting what I haven't had. When I think of why do I do what I do? Why do I put in the work? Why do I try and think of all these hustles and business ideas and ways to make money? Why am I so money motivated? It's because I want to create a life for myself that I never had. A life for myself that doesn't seem possible or achievable for someone with my type of background. Someone who's bounced from country to country, school to school, someone who didn't grow up with their dad in their life, someone who has never really worked a 9-to-5 job in their life. I've never worked a 9-to-5 job in my life. I've always kind of just been a hustler. And I use that word loosely because I've never had the mind frame of I'm a hustler, I'm gonna do this because I'm hustling. No, it would kind of just always come to me. I would just be myself, live my life, try and, you know, attain things that I want the DIY way or the cheap way or the free way, and I'd end up somehow making money doing what I love and doing what I do, or just doing something I was self-taught. To be in a position now, I've built a platform for myself. I built a platform to 500,000 subscribers before I ended up feeling like, you know what, I can't do this, I don't want to do this. But I remember back when I started my channel, my goal was 1 million subscribers. And to reach 500,000, like, I was on my way. I remember I wanted nothing more than a 1 million subscribers. I'll say to myself, I'm going to get 1 million subscribers. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do all my content. And I was on the way. I was on the way. But on the way, things got real negative, real quick, real dark, real quick. And I wanted nothing to do with it anymore. So I stayed stagnant. I stayed on that 500,000 for till this day. Till this day. And that fire was gone, that drive was gone, that goal was gone. I didn't care about that goal. I started to even tell myself that was unrealistic anyway. 1 million subscribers anyway, that was very unrealistic. Telling myself all of this when 18-year-old Daina, she would have said 10 million. She wouldn't have said 1 million. She would have said 10 million subscribers, I'm gonna get that in 2.5 years. That 18-year-old girl, you couldn't tell her no. There was no such thing as no. Anything she wanted, she was gonna get it. And I think just how I feel and how I've been feeling lately is that drive coming back, that passion coming back. I've been getting so many ideas lately, so many new business ideas that I'm just coming up with, so many things that I just want to get my hands into. And it's exciting, but also overwhelming. Like, I feel like my mind is going 100 miles It's just like I can't think of one thing without thinking of the next thing like 2 seconds later. And it's like I want to execute everything at once, but there's not enough time in the day. There's not enough me. I can't stretch myself everywhere I want to stretch myself. I'm trying to manage my time. I'm trying to set out some clear plans, clear structure. But overall, I just want to get back to that girl. I want to get back to who that girl was times 10. I'm getting there day by day. Every day I get closer and closer to who I truly am and who I used to be. The person that I miss being, I'm getting back to being her. Like, it's coming out in my hair, it's coming out in my clothing, it's coming out in my decisions, my ideas. Time really doesn't stand still. If you want something, you have to go for it now. There's no I'll go for it tomorrow. There's no I'll go for it the next day. Go for it now. What else are you doing? What is the purpose of your life? And that's what I keep asking myself recently. What is the purpose of your life, Daina? What do you want out of life? I just want to make people happy. I want to make people happy because making people happy makes me happy. I want to make a lot of money. I want to make a lot of money to buy nice things. I want a nice house. I want nice clothes. I want a nice car. The materialistic type things, I want them. And they're not going to be given to me. I have to work for them because they cost money. I want to inspire people. Inspiring people gives me such a feeling of accomplishment to know that something I've done or just something that I didn't mean to inspire you with has inspired you. I want to teach people. Anything I learned to do on my own, anything I've figured out on my own, I want to share it. And that's exactly how I used to be too, even on my channel. If I learned something new about lighting, if I learned something new about my camera, if I learned something new about editing, I would get on YouTube and I would make a video about it. Listen, this is how I edited this video. This is the lights that I used to film this video. This is the setup that I do to do my video. Like, anything to help. If I know something, even if I've learned it on my own, I want to share that. I want to teach that. I enjoy sharing my knowledge and knowing that me sharing my knowledge has helped someone start things. I remember I did one video before where I was painting some shoes on my channel, and like I said, I used to paint shoes before I started YouTube. I was painting shoes, customizing them, selling them and things like that. And I did one video and I mentioned, yeah, I used to do this back in the day. I thought I'd bring it to YouTube. And even then I was really like hesitant about sharing that side of me on YouTube, just because I didn't want anyone to judge me, anyone to like cuss me out or, you know, laugh. But I did it anyway. And I remember there was this one girl who contacted me via Instagram. She wanted to customize me a pair of shoes. And she told me, I said, yeah, you can customize a pair of shoes. But she told me that she watched that one video. And after watching that one video I did, she started customizing shoes. She was never customizing shoes before that. She was not painting shoes before that. She was an artist. She used to draw or what have you. But she'd never picked up a paintbrush and paint and customize shoes. And she was sick. If you see the shoes she made for me, and that's stuck with me ever since, because I'm like, that video caused this person to create a whole business, and she's sick. Like, she's better than I ever was. She is amazing, and it made me so happy to know that I had something to do with that. That's what I want out of life. Moments like that. Moments like that is what truly fulfills me. And I've got a lot more to give. And I need to remember that I really am that bitch. I might have forgotten I was that bitch for a while, but I've remembered. My memories come back. I really am that bitch. And it's time to start acting like I'm that bitch.